Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Chatting It Up. Today on the show we have Natasha Snapper. She is running the 2017 Boston Marathon to support AWI. And her WHS friend, Nicholas, say the last name for me? Leonhardt. And she is currently a sophomore at the University of Miami studying psychology, but her interests include business, nutrition, exercise physiology, is that right?
Yes.
And on campus, Natasha has been elected as the incoming vice president of Project HEAL, which spreads awareness trying to prevent the rise of eating disorders. The Adolescent Wellness Incorporated, AWI, that we mentioned before, here in Wellesley has a specific goal for every youth to get through adolescence without developing symptoms of anxiety or depression. And their mission is to deliver healthy coping skills for youth ages 9 to 18. And this is a particular cause for Natasha that she finds very interesting and lovely to support, and that's what she's running for. Right. So tell us a little bit of your background on what got you interested in AWI, for example.
So I've always it's always been the dream of mine to run the Boston Marathon. AWI specifically, I knew that I wanted to run for something that I felt passionate about. I've always been passionate about mental health and the importance of mental health and striving for a better mental health among youth, among adults. So I knew if I wanted to run the Boston Marathon, I wanted to run for something along those lines. So I did some research on the nonprofits in Wellesley because I knew that we were able to get numbers through Wellesley, but I wanted to find one that I was passionate about, as I said. So I did some research and I found AWI, and it really highlighted everything I was passionate about. So I emailed Bob Anthony, who is the president of AWI, and we set it up, and I said I was really passionate about your organization and what you're striving for, and then we just kind of got involved, we got accepted, and then here we are.
Excellent. That's a good background story. That's exciting. So tell me about, you went to Wellesley High School.
I did.
So give me a quick mention of your friend.
So Nick Leonhardt, he went to Wellesley High School as well. I was really close with him my freshman and sophomore year of high school. Unfortunately, he did pass away this past October, and that's one of the main reasons why I am running, and I'm running in honor of him.
And it's been on your mind,
I'm
sure,
yeah.
as something that you think about.
No,
right?
yeah,
so,
definitely. It's
right.
definitely something that I'm passionate about for running in honor of him, and his parents have been super supportive about it.
Right,
so.
and I'm sure you had some wonderful times in Wellesley High School in general.
No, yeah.
So tell us about some of your most favorite times when you were going through school here.
I loved, something always sticks out for me is the junior auction. So during your junior year, you have something called the junior auction, that you auction up a bunch of items in order to raise money. And that, for some reason, really sticks with me. I love that. My bat mitzvah at Temple Bethlehem is something that always sticks out as well. What else? I love the English curriculum going back to school. So Miss Prin was one of my favorite teachers, so I had her and I loved her. So I think those are three of the main things.
Right. And how was emotional adolescent wellness at the school while you were here?
It was good. I was involved with 3 leadership groups to kind of better the emotional wellness and balance people's lives in middle school and high school. So that was really my main involvement too, and that's how I kind of got even more interested in psychology and more interested in helping people. So I was involved in PAF, which is Peers and Facilitators, and we did outreach for high school students, and this was at the high school.
Say that again. What was it called?
Peers and Facilitators. And then I was involved with something called middle school outreach, so that was high schoolers helping middle schoolers. So we went in with groups of 3 or 4 high schoolers, or 2 or 3 high schoolers per classroom at the middle school. And then lastly, I was involved with Links, which was one-on-one mentoring. For middle schoolers. So I would meet one-on-one with an 8th grader and kind of guide her through the process, but also guide her through the transition to high school. So my high school experience was mainly peer involvement and trying to better the community.
Right. And so you, the way when I was listening to you, the way I understand it is that you got interested in wellness sort of being an issue, like a real topic to connect with and discuss and understand better, like all the way in middle school.
Yeah.
It's pretty early. So that's kind of interesting. How did that transition come about for you in life, that it was actually like a concept that you should address and talk about? And
for
do
me, unfortunately, a lot of my friends had struggled with various issues, and I'd always like being there for them to come and talk to. So I was fortunate enough for them to feel comfortable to come and confide in me. And ever since then, like, because it started in middle school when that started happening, so I felt comfortable talking to them, and I realized that this was an issue, an underemphasized issue, and also something that I was passionate about. And that's, I'm a psych major currently, so that also is where my psych major interest kind of stemmed from.
Awesome. And how did you get involved with what is it, AWI?
Yeah.
I keep wanting to call that a different acronym, but it's Adolescent Wellness.
Yes.
And do you know a lot about the organization? Have you been reading up about it and stuff to understand?
No, yeah, I've been reading it up, reading about it a lot, and it's a wonderful organization. I think Bob has done a great job.
They do quite a variety of things.
Of things, like teaching peers, teaching parents, traveling to other countries. I know
they have an international
so Bob,
outreach as well.
The main update is like Bob had just went to India to try to spread prevention and awareness efforts in schools, and by training the teachers on how to deal with students who are struggling with depression
and how to detect the students that might be suffering from it.
So unfortunately, in the schools that he visited, the custom of depression, teachers would actually hit the kids who had symptoms of depression. And by going there, Bob kind of changed the mindsets of the teachers and taught them other ways that they can kind of deal with the situation, because obviously hitting is not the best the way to do that. And that would cause the opposite of
probably would
wellness. More depression, more anxiety causing by that. So Bob taught them, and now they've kind of changed their mindset and to try to understand what the student is feeling. So going even beyond the U.S. is awesome for this organization.
Yeah, definitely. Are you a little scared? Are you a little daunted about running the marathon?
I have never run one before. I've been running kind of long distance since my junior year of high school, and I've always wanted to run a marathon. This year, I don't know why, it just really stood out for me, and I found AWI, and then unfortunately my friend passed away, so it seemed to be correct.
This is the time for you to do it.
This is the time for me, and training and fundraising have been doing really well. So
and tell us your fundraising page link, if you know it off the top of your head. Where would we go to find you?
So it's on the CrowdRise site. The specific link is crowdrise.com/262. It's 26.2 miles to make someone smile. It's kind of like my logo, my slogan type thing. So it's 262 dash. It's dashes in between all the words. So the easier way to find it is to just type Snapper in the CrowdRise.
And then you'll come
and I'll come right up.
Awesome. So we're gonna post that right on this link, that on this video, so that as I'm talking to you, people can see that, and they can log on.
There's a video I made too that everyone should watch.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, you'll have to send me that video.
I will.
Link,
so it's on that link too.
Oh, is it? Okay, good. It's good to know. We'll put it all together.
Perfect.
We can watch the many different facets of Natasha as she takes on this challenge.
Well, thank you.
And so, how has training been going for you? Describe the process.
It's been going well. I was supposed to be training for a half marathon, so I would kind of be set for the full marathon, because the marathon was the half marathon was in January. I actually injured myself, so I was out for running for about a month.
What did you do? Did you pull a muscle? Or
it was by overtraining. I sprained or something my adductor, and then I'm not a huge stretcher, unfortunately, so that did damage to my IT bands and my knees and my hips.
No stretching. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I know, it's really bad.
Wow. And when was that?
That was December to January. So basically, I was only training I was up to halfway training because I was basically running for the half marathon before then, but I wasn't able to do any sort of cardio or any leg training or anything for a month. So that took me into mid-January when I was actually able to start. So kind of obviously made me kind of nervous. I had to get a bunch of like x-rays, so I might have not been able to run, so it was very stressful.
Touch and go.
No, yep, 100%.
Yes.
So, but then they cleared me and said I just had to gradually get back into it. And ever since then, my training kind of looks like 3 like shorter runs and then a long run per week, and then the off days I'll do strength training and stretching, or other exercise that will stretch me out.
And you think you're going to be in good shape for April?
Yeah, so I did 20 miles last week, and then I'm planning on. I'm obviously home for for spring break right now, just kind of to see my family, but so that I can train as well. So I'll be doing hopefully 20 outside this week. So my training, I've hit what you're supposed to hit, which is 20. So that makes sense.
And how are you feeling?
Good.
You feeling good? You feel like in shape?
Yeah.
You're stretching?
Yeah, more than I did before.
That's
definitely.
Good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And tell us about what you plan to do post-marathon to continue your work with Adolescent Wellness.
I definitely want to continue being involved. I'm so happy about the money that's been raised, and I'm excited to plan with kind of Bob on where that money's going to go to better help the organization. So I definitely want to continue being involved.
Right. Do you see yourself moving back to Wellesley after college and doing more work with this in this field, this area?
I think I'm going to definitely be in this area field and hopefully contact with Bob in order to help Adolescent Wellness. I don't think I'm going to be coming back to Wellesley in order to do so.
Miami, the weather's really nice out there.
It's very nice. Very nice, very different than here. But I definitely want to keep contact with AWI, but probably from a warmer place.
Yeah, well, they have Skype now. So
exactly. It works well. It works out.
So tell us what your fundraising goal is. What's the amount of money that you want to raise so you can donate?
So there's a statistic that is if you practice healthy preventable measures in 22 kids, you'll prevent 1 case of severe depression. Meaning if you talk to a classroom of students of 22 kids and practice really good coping skills, one of those people will not develop if they were predisposed to it. So because of that, it's my goal to raise $22,000. So hopefully I can save a life or really anything. If I can prevent anything, that's really what I'll be so thankful.
And do you know where you're at right now?
I'm at 11.5. So I just hit.
That's awesome.
About 50%. Right. So my level 1 goal was 10,000. So I'm so happy to do that. But I would be so thankful to do the overarching goal. But
it's always cool to get your 100%.
No, I know. So
awesome.
We'll see.
That is a good goal. That's a challenging goal.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, and it's definitely the overarching one, but it would be amazing if I could.
Well, I'm very confident. I have no doubt that you're going to raise that entire amount of money.
Thank you. I hope so.
Right, and to meet your statistic and to help out every person who has the predisposition for depression. And so I wanted to also comment that I think you have many other friends coming in, locals and people who are not locals, who are also Wellesley High School graduates who are running the marathon this year. So I think you had mentioned your friend Diana.
Yep, Diana Hawkett, my best friend's running it, so we'll be running together.
And she's running on behalf of Wellesley Education Foundation, which is
awesome.
Amazing. And we also have Mark Ito, who is the principal of Wellesley Middle School, who's running also for Wellesley Education Foundation. Yeah. So this is going to be quite fun. You're going to keep pace with people that you know and you grew up with on the course. So
it's another big reason why I wanted to do it this year is because I'm running it with my best friend.
Excellent. So. Well, we're very excited, and I'm sure half the town will be out there cheering you on. At least half the town.
Thank you.
If not more,
so
if not the entire town. So. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
really
it's wonderful that you're taking this on to help out. Such a great cause.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do it. So
it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.